the date field, if you see, you'll have this same option. So related to fields, you will have multiple options. Now this was about the data source side. Now if you go to this file option, you'll have these options over here. But if you go to worksheet, your file options might increase. Can you see? So let's see first on the data source level. So these are like normal options. I hope you you know about most of the applications. Every application has these options. In file, you will have new, open, close, save as. Okay. So if you want to open a new one, then you simply select new or press Control N. If you want to open some dashboard, you you have already created a dashboard and you want to open it, you can always click on open and just open the dashboard. Go to open and click on the dashboard, select the dashboard, and your dashboard will be open. Because we have already opened, this is the same dashboard that is there, so I'll not open it. Let's say if you want to open some other dashboard, I can do that. Let's go to desktop and let's say I have this one. So it will open a new dashboard. It will take some time. It's taking a lot of time. Yeah, now it is open. Can you see? So this is how you can open a new dashboard. Now what next is there is, let's say you want to save it, save as. So I'll not explain these things because I hope you guys already know. So start page, the important one I'll discuss. Import workbook again. If you want to import some workbook, this can be useful. Let's say this is my dashboard. Okay. So what happens is there is a task assigned in your group. Okay. And I have, for example, I have created this one and this is my, I created this dashboard category and I'll put sales, quantity, profit, and discount. Let's say this is I have created. Okay. I'll put the subcategory here. And now and there is other dashboard like this. Can you see this dashboard? This is just a rough dashboard. So that's why you might find it clumsy. Okay. Now what happened is these are few dashboards that has been created in your project. You might have you might require to create 10 dashboards. Okay, there is a requirement that create 10 dashboards. You want to create a workbook. The requirement is create a workbook that has 10 dashboard. Understood? And there are 4 members in your team. There are 4 Tableau developers. Now what you will do, how you will do that? You will divide that work in 4 groups, right? So that you can do the work faster, right? So your manager will divide, like say there are 5 members and 10 dashboards. So 2 dashboard each he will divide. That everybody create a 2 dashboard. Now let's say you have created that. Now you have created this dashboard and one of the member has created this dashboard. Now the problem is over here, if other members, like say I'm working on this one and I'm working on this data source. So if let's say Tableau has a limitation that only one person can work at a time. Now you will work on this one and other member cannot wait for you to complete this work, then he will continue. Then it doesn't make sense, right? You will lose a lot of time. So instead of that, what you can do is when your manager has assigned the dashboard to different members, so everybody can create their dashboards. Let's say team number 1, you have created this dashboard, other member has created this dashboard. Now what I want is, now everyone is done with the dashboard. So now what I need to do is I'll collate all the work, all the dashboard in one workbook. Simple. So what I'll do is I'll simply I'll make this as a main workbook. I'll go to file. I will import the workbook. Click on this one and click on practice, select the workbook and your practice workbook will be added. Can you just see over here? Everything has got imported, right? Now, one by one, you can import the other one, but different problem over here is you will see that you have the same data source two times. Like if I add the other members also, I know, but I know that this is the same data source. So what you can do is later you can, if you're using the same one, just replace this one, replace data source, and with this and click on OK and just close the other one and it will be done. And all your worksheet, you can see all has the same dashboard. Understood? This is how you can use the import option. This is useful basically when you are working on a project, on a big project, and you have a lot of dashboards to be created. So you don't want to lose time. You want to divide the task into to different team members. You can do that. They all can work independently. Once the work is done for everyone, you can combine all the dashboard into one. Now this is a repository location, we all know, and simply we want to exit, just click on exit and you will be exited from this dashboard. Related to this data, you have certain options in menu. So let's say you want to add a new data source, you want to do a join, you can do it from here, new data source, you will do it, and you can add a table from here. Second option is refresh data source. If you want to refresh the data source, you can click on refresh and your data source is refreshed. Okay. So now let's say duplicate data source. Then simply, if you want to duplicate it, you can use this one, paste data as a connection, paste data as a data source. These are not very frequently. Export data, I have already explained. Close data source. If you have multiple data source and you want to close it, you can do it. Edit data source filter. If you want to edit the filter, you can either do it from here or you can do it from here, whichever way you find easy. These all are again nothing very important. SQL, again, this is about your connection. You can do edit connection or you can do it from here. Edit connection. When you use this edit connection, let's say this is my file. Okay. Now this is my file. And what happens is this is the SQL file, right? Now I change the location. I put it over here. Okay, I've already opened it. So let me close the file first. Now I can do it. Now I have saved this file over here. Okay. Now let's say if I go to this and now can you see it says that could not find the reference file. The file that you have created, Tableau is not able to identify it. So you will not be able to go to the data source page now. So you want, so what I know, but I know that location has been changed. So I can click on replace it with another file. Just go to yes and select over here. Okay. And select the file location and click on open. And it will be done. It will take some time. Now see, it is done. Now, even let's say in this page, when you are over here, you can also edit. Click on edit connection and you know that this SQL file is not the one. You want to replace it with some other file. So you can always click on this and click on sample superstore and the changes will be done. The name will not change. Now, again, this is order table, you know already. So you have to just go to sheets and your extract will be created. Understood? This is about the edit connection. You can edit the connection and change the location anytime. So guys, this is about data source option. This is what you can do in the data source. There's like you can do joining, blending, you can do the cleaning of your data. And once everything is done related to your data, it's not that after doing everything only you can go to worksheet. You can go to worksheet anytime, but whatever changes related to data, you can do it in this area. Mostly we come to this area for establishing a connection and do the joinings and unions. Other than that, remaining whatever we can do it over here, we'll do it on the worksheet level. So what I prefer, I do it at the worksheet level. Okay, so let me change it to the file that it was exactly. Now I go to this, it will create the extract, and now this is our worksheet. This is when you click on the worksheet, you will be redirected to this blank page. And when you land to this page, you will see these options, right? But if you are on data source level, you don't see much options over here. You see only data, server, Windows, and help. But if you go to this sheet level, you will see all these options. Your dashboard options will be disabled over here. Why? Because we are working on worksheet. If you go to dashboard, if you open a dashboard and you go to dashboard, your options will be enabled. If you go to worksheet, your options will be disabled. So whichever location you are, that relevant value will be enabled. Understood, guys? Any doubt? So now, first thing, when you go to when you are on the worksheet level, so let's see what options are there. There are multiple options. These all are formatting options. That is not required right now. I'll explain once we cover all these things. So first thing, what is most important is in Tableau, when you come to this page, you will see all the fields, whatever fields are there, that is available in this area over here. Can you see whatever you have created? So let me delete all these unwanted created fields. I don't want that. For now, this we will cover later. If it is required, we can create it again, not a problem. Let me delete the groups also. Is there anything else that we have created? Can you identify? Nothing, right? Now you can see there is a list of the values, column names over here. But you can see that all the fields are divided into two parts, right? There is a partition, right? In this is your field names over here. Can you see there is a line over here? This is a line, right? This line you can see, right, guys? So it's written over measure name and measure values. So all your data is divided into two parts, dimensions and measures. Okay. So whatever field you have, when you connect to a database, Tableau will divide it into two parts, one into dimensions and other into measures. So what is dimension? Dimension is basically a non-aggregated value. It's a name. Okay, it's a name. So if you want to note it down, that what is dimensions, I'll give you a definition. Wait, let me check. So dimensions contains qualitative value such as names, dates, or geographical data. You can use dimensions to categorize, segment, and reveal the details in your data. Dimensions affect the level of details in the view. However, measure contains numeric quantitative value that you can measure. Measures can be aggregated. Now let's understand with an example. Let's understand the dimension first. So dimension, what is dimension? Dimensions, these are before this line. Can you see measure names? All value, these are all dimensions. Below, these are all measures. So if you see dimension, that is a non-aggregated value, as it says that it is a qualitative value, right? Which can be like categorized into segments. So it says that, let's say if I use this dimension, it will have all the individual values, right? It's a name, it's a text, right? So that's why category, it will have all the I cannot do a sum of category, right? When we don't aggregate it, it's a non-aggregated value. You understand what aggregation and non-aggregation is? Aggregation is basically the level that you measure. Let's say water, right? Or if you go to buy milk, you buy 1 kg of milk. So the kilo is the aggregation level. You are doing you add some value. So you do sum of value. So sum is the aggregation minimum. maximum, right? Average. All these are aggregation. You do the aggregation level. You aggregate the all value on some level, right? You find the score. You add your marks in your 10th. So you do a sum of marks, right? You find the percentage. You find the addition. You do a addition. You do find the minimum rank, maximum rank, right? So all these are aggregated values. But can you do a maximum of furniture or maximum of office supplies or sum of furniture? No, right? So this is non-aggregated values. If you are adding some aggregated value, aggregation level to any value, that becomes a measure. Understood? Anything, and in the simple term, if you want to understand, identify what is measures and dimensions, anything that is over here, like that denotes a name, date, or any text value, that is dimensions. And anything that has integer value, that has number values, that will be aggregated measure. So let's say now this discount, right? This is measure, because I can measure this sales. I can measure it in sum of sales. Now if I drop it, so by default in Tableau, this is an interview question, what is the default aggregated level of Tableau? So it will be sum. If you drag this sales and drop it over here, you see sum of sales it's showing, right? Can you see sum of sales? So what it has, the aggregation level is sales. I can change the aggregation level anytime. Let's say you want to average. These are all aggregation level. Average, median, count, the minimum, maximum, percentile, variance, deviation. All these are aggregation. So you can do this at any level. Now this is my dimension. Now when I drag this, I don't see any sum, max, or minimum, right? Now let's say if you want to add if you want to change this to measure, let's say I want to find a maximum. The moment I change this max over here, you'll see it will become a dimension. It will just show you. I'll change it to measure. If I change it to measure, can you see count has been added, become a measure, and it is showing me the count of category. It will show me 3 categories because I have 3 categories. So this you can change anytime dimensions to measure and measures to dimension. But only thing you have to keep in mind that it should be the correct. Okay, guys. Now over here, and you can always find that your dimensions are, and your dimensions. Now, as I said, all fields are divided into measures and dimensions. Now there is something called discrete and continuous. You will have all the values will be divided into discrete or continuous. Again, discrete is a non-aggregated value, same thing, and continuous is an aggregated value. So now let's say if and discrete values will show in blue colors. Can you see all these in blue colors, right? If you go to this, you can change it to, you cannot change the dimensions to, only integers can be converted to a continuous. Let's say I change it to continuous. Can you see continuous? Right now this is blue, right? If I change this to continuous, it will become green. Can you see? All these are green. Measures are continuous values. So what is the benefit of this? Let's say if I add this over here, continuous value over here, and now I want to change it to discrete. Can you see? It will change this to a text. So continuous values, what continuous does is, if I put a sales over here, continuous will create an axis. Okay. And discrete will convert it into a text. You see, it is a text. It's a non-aggregated level. It is, sorry, aggregated, but it is converted into text. The axis is not there now, right? Can you see the difference? So this is what, if you want to create any graph, let's say if I want to create a bar chart, I would need an axis, right? So I'll use this subcategory over here and I'll put it over here. And this has created my title. Now I need an axis. So I'll put this sales into axis like this. So now it has created this axis. You know what axis is, x-axis and y-axis, correct? So this is how it has created. This is axis 0 to 340, the maximum. So it is going from left to right on the y-axis, right? This is your x-axis, sorry, y-axis. So horizontal bar. So now if this is how, if I change this to a discrete, so what will happen? It will change it to a text like this. It will create a title, a header, basically a header. Understood the difference? For definition, continuous means forming an unbroken whole without interruption. Discrete means individual, separate, and distinct value in Tableau. Field can be either continuous or discrete. When you drag a field from data pane to column or rows, the values are continuous by default, and Tableau create an axis, as I said.